Nan, how about at the JAIC? What can we expect in a couple of years? Are we going to have a JAIC 3.0, a 4.0?
Well, I guess we got to keep the version numbers.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, it's funny. I spent 25 plus years in Silicon Valley before coming to the DoD. So, government service in the DoD is relatively new to me. So fundamentally, there's sort of two big things I'll talk about. One is some of the things I talked about in terms of the second and third wave of AI, the way we're sort of thinking about where it's going to get deployed. Obviously, AI is going to be everywhere in a couple of years, right? So it'll be like the internet or mobile devices, et cetera. It's ubiquitous. But the big areas of focus for us to set the seeds for what's coming is there's sort of a hyper-local focus on AI that I call autonomy. So when we're thinking of the tactical edge, that's really the investments in IP that we're building to allow things like AI for small unit maneuvers, for things with SOCOM or JSOC or other things where you've got units on the ground in a tactical edge deployment. What are all the AI pieces that are needed, and systems needed to enable that? The other big thing going on at the DoD are projects like JADC2, right? Joint All Domain Command and Control, where we're redoing literally end-to-end the entire command and control structure, all the way from Rachel's, intel inputs, all the way to targeting and, basically a target, sensor to shooter type systems. So those are really where we're going to apply the sort of AI technology. Underpinning all this, what you find is we at the DoD, just like any other large enterprise out in the world, we have a huge amount of technical debt that we've accrued over the past 10 to 15 years. So our infrastructure model, and that includes data and other pieces, are unfortunately in a state that don't enable us to do rapid marginal cost development of software. So software in and of itself is a discipline, right? There are economics in terms of running software projects and how you deliver this at the right cost, at the right timing. And this discipline and understanding needs to be brought to bear because we operate at such scale. And so, for instance, today, I call this, I'm sort of well known in the DoD for talking about this, as sort of the snowflake architecture problem, right? So we've got hundreds and hundreds of little apps running around the DoD, but they're not integrated into platforms. And the stuff, for instance, that Rachel will be driving at the NGA, right, is GeoInt as a service. This model where we have all of these different services that are being delivered at scale, right, with the right, security, with the right uptime, with the right performance and other things. So the average AI developer or developer inside the DoD can write an app without having to spend millions of dollars, right? So the marginal cost has to go down over time. We just don't have the infrastructure for it. So with the backdrop of sort of autonomy and automation, the two big things, there's this infrastructure refresh and data refresh change that we need to go through. And if we can achieve these in the next couple of years, for us, that's the entire competitive game, which obviously is now focused on China and other peer competitors who are going to be driving the same level of technological changes in their infrastructure there.